Hi DLRs, George from AlarmGrid, and today we're going to show you how to connect a 7847i to a VISTA Turbo Series panel. Now this process is a little different than if you were connecting this communicator to a P series panel, so take careful notes on what's going on. Also, with AlarmNet communicators and VISTA panels, the way that they connect to the panel is through the ECB bus. Now the ECB bus, as you may know, it has a positive, a negative, a data out, and a data in. Usually you look at that from the panel's point of view. So the data out would be data out from the panel. Data in would be data into the panel. When you deal with AlarmNet communicators, it actually flips. So the data out is data out from the communicator, and the data in is the data into the communicator. This causes a pretty common and easily fixable issue when you wire them up. Many times, a lot of people will switch the communication or the data wires between the system and the communicator, and it will cause it not to work right. So if you do run into a problem, the first thing to check is check your wiring after you connect it to the system. You also want to make sure that your power connection to your communicator from the system is in the right spot, as it's DC power. So you want to have your positive on the positive and your negative on the negative. Now before you do any of this, you're going to want to power down the system 100%, and you're going to want to make sure that the communicator is powered down too. So let's do that. I'm going to unplug my backup batteries. And then over here, I'm just going to make sure that my system is all powered off. So now I'm fully powered down. Before we started, I hung the communicator. Really, all you need is two wall anchors with 2 screws that fit in these keyhole slots. You measure it, screw them in, they can slip in, and you can place it right there. It makes it really easy to work with. On the bottom of this communicator, you have a hole where you can run a wire through the wall, or you actually have 2 knockouts where you can run it on the wall. A lot of times these are installed in a utility room or a garage where wires on the surface aren't a huge deal. To get that out, it's really easy to do. All you need is take a pair of pliers or something of the sort. This groove right here, you're just going to grab it with the nose of your pliers and bend it, and it pops right out, and it makes that nice opening for you. For this particular video though, we're just going to run the wire right on the top, and I'm not even going to staple it down. So with this all set, I'm going to put it through my screws. Communicator's good to go. Before you install any wires on your communicator, make sure that you tighten it up just so that you have a stable surface to work on. That way you won't be flying all over the place. So now we're all tightened up and connected. I also have a 4-conductor wire right here, which is what we're going to use to connect to the system. Now, something to note, something to note is that on your panel, you're going to notice that it has these knockouts all around the box. These are places that let you fish a wire through, and the way to open them is you just push it and then grab a pair of pliers or something and bend it, and this guy will come right off. Now, these knockout holes are not good to send wire through as they are right now. That's because the metal is sharp enough where it's going to rub, and you could actually damage your wire because it's going to expose the copper over time. You'll want to go to a hardware store or something similar and get grommets. They're plastic grommets. They clip right into these holes, and they make it safe to pass wires through, and they'll also hold the wire securely in there. If you do have any questions about these though, give us a call, let us know, and we can help you find what you need. Today though, I'm going to wire this from the communicator, just hanging in front of the box and connecting it in here. But just know that in the real world, we'd get a grommet and we fish the wire through the grommet. Now on the communicator area, we have to connect it. Going from these terminals, 3, 4, 5, and 6, those are the ones that we're going to be working with today. So going from the top, I'm doing red, black, yellow, and green. So I'm going to do my red one, my black one, my yellow one, and my green one. One of the nice things about new installations is that you can make your life really easy with some wiring tricks. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to arrange all my wires so that I can just slip them right in the terminals and make tightening them up very easy. Before I do that, I want to loosen all my terminal screws up. And then I'm just going to slip these all into their respective slots. When you do this, you do want to make sure that you are getting the wires in the right place. Again, the power one is the most important. So now they're all sitting right there. I can easily tighten them all up. So just with one finger holding them down, I've tightened them all up, and I have a nice secure connection. Just to check my work, I'm going to go down from the top. We have red, black, yellow, green. So on this end, I'm all right. If I put the cover on it, I could use one of these knockouts that we made before. I just want to shape my wire so it sits nice in the box, and then it would stick out like such. Down in the panel area, assuming we'd go through one of the grommets that we would have installed if this was real life, we're going to connect this to the ECB bus. Now, like I said before, the data connections, they're flipped. So it's going to be a little different when you install it on the panel. On the panel, it's going to be red, black, yellow, then green. And that's because of the AlarmNet Communicator. You'll notice down here we have red, black, green, then yellow. That's the issue of if you're installing this in a system that's already there and you follow the color combination, that's when you would get the error in wiring and the communicator wouldn't work. So just to stress that point again, when you're installing your AlarmNet communicators, make sure that you follow the diagram as requested. Today, we're going to do one that's red, black, yellow, then green. So I'm going to loosen up my bus terminals down here. And the reason that you want to be fully powered off when you install this is two reasons, really. One, whenever you install any devices, you want to make sure that your system doesn't have any power so you don't short anything out and break it. Another reason is that this communicator requires some programming that you're going to have to do on the system and then reboot it to get it going right. So one way or another, you're powering down your system to install this device. Now, just like before I loosen up all my terminals, I have my wires arranged so I can just slip them up where I need them to be. And let's give it a shot. So I just make sure that each of the tips gets under that terminal clamp. And then if I'm careful, I can get them all to go up at the same time and save myself quite a bit of work. Just like that. So now that we're in, I'm going to tighten all my terminals down. And now we have a nice secure connection. Heading back up to the communicator, the 7847i communicator allows the system to communicate over the internet using an Ethernet connection. That's this guy right here, where you're going to plug in your RJ45 jack. It's basically your Ethernet cord. You'd want to find an open jack on your router or wherever you are, connect an Ethernet cord here, run it over there, plug it in, and then you'll be able to use this system through the AlarmNet communicator, communicating over the internet via the hardwired Ethernet connection. That's essentially how you install the communicator to the system. If you do have any questions about this, which I'm sure you will, feel free to give us a call at 888-818-7728. Send us an email to support@alarmgrid.com or head to our website, www.alarmgrid.com. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe. If you want to be notified when we post future videos, hit the notification button below and we'll send you an update when we do so. Thanks for watching and have a great day.